You guys make it up there already? I finally got a camera. Well, about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. As some of you probably know, a lot of my things were stolen sometime in early September in downtown Hollywood, the Fashion District to be specific, along with 15 to 20 other cars on the block. The people parked in front of me had over $4,000 in cash stolen, along with their laptops and some of their phones. As to why they had $4,000 in their car beats me. But the van next to us had bags with medication they needed, which was also stolen. I don't think these people really knew what they were taking. But I've seen things come and go many times, enough to know our lives and health are the only real things we have to cherish. And even that isn't forever. And so a good few months went by with little to no money since then. Without a camera, laptop, DJ equipment, or any of my jewelry equipment and the necklaces I had nothing to offer, nothing to sell. I applied and looked around for a job in Venice, but was left with no responses. Then again, I only applied to 2 places before I left. September and parts of October were probably the most difficult, well, only in financial terms. And while I was in Venice, I noticed someone had dropped their wallet with about $600 in cash that fell out as it hit the ground without him knowing. I've got this whole story on another video, but because of this incident and sharing it online, a few of my friends donated to help. And because of later donations, I was able to make it to an interview I had in Riverside. So thank you for that. Although the job turned out to be a complete flop, I still made it to the interview and was hired. But being a new company in the SCI industry, there were issues with the owner and employees. And honestly, they were rather disorganized. I also have a suspicion that they had judged me for living out of my car. Perhaps an open book isn't for everyone, and that's okay. The owner was also gay. Perhaps maybe after finding out I wasn't, maybe that contributed to not immediately putting me on schedule. But who knows? The company did call me back about a month later, sometime in November, but the interest was behind me. I really didn't care anymore. And in that same week of the interview, in mid-October, interestingly, on a full moon, I was officially accepted into DoorDash on my own account. I was borrowing a friend's a few months back. And so since then, mid-October, I worked, saved up, and now I'm here. It is now December 30th as of this recording. And Sin and I did go on that hike to the mountains to celebrate, like I mentioned in the last update. This camera is sort of the most important thing of everything that I had stolen. It's even better than the one I had. A little something new from the Canon that I'm used to. Photography is what I do to make a living, or what I have done. Now it's a matter of starting over and in a new area, from scratch. There are a few other things I do, but photography is my ultimate career, my number one thing of all things. And I've been doing photography for about 10 years, probably more now. And while I'm okay at taking pictures, selling people things in marketing is still another art to practice. All of this is an art. And marketing is a very consistent one, if I must say. So the next part of the plan begins, the marketing, starting off with rebuilding my portfolio. And I'm offering certain photo shoots without a charge, from the areas of LA, to the beaches, and to the mountains, to the high deserts, and anywhere in between of Southern California. After this, there's no telling what's next or where we'll end up. I have other opportunities in Big Bear. The mountains is sort of where I want to be. But at this point, I'm unsure if my car can make it up there without overheating again. I will have to touch back on this later. But with the little marketing I have already done so far, I can see there's already an interest in Long Beach and in the high desert for pictures. I may have to save up a bit more to work on my car before I can leave anywhere else. I wonder what's next. It's sort of all over the place. But it is the holidays, and many of us are all over the place. spending time with family, including myself. Since early-ish December, I've been spending my time here in the desert for Christmas, to be with my family and friends. I went hiking with my nieces in Sin recently, and that was really nice. I've also just really missed being in the desert in general, the vastness and the quiet that I've missed. I felt like maybe my soul could have used it. Sin and I will be here for a little while. There are many changes, and I'm not certain on what will happen next. But maybe being okay with that is the point of living freely. Happy New Year.